got some incredible people speaking tonight. Me and Dave here are going to ask a few questions, try and hear a little bit more about what they all do, any insight they might have into how you guys can be as successful as them. And then we'll open it up to some questions you might have for them.
The easiest way to describe what I do is essentially project managing putting all together everyone who has a specialist kind of area. So if we've got a plugger, a radio plugger, a TV plugger, a press person, a live agent, I essentially pull all of those guys together into some sort of cohesive plan. So I get given a track, or I decide with the A&R when we're going to release a track, and I have to pull together basically a plan of how we're going to get that track in front of as many people's ears as possible.
Because we're such a small team, I kind of just do the day-to-day of a lot of things. So I act as an A&R, so I work with, when artists send us tracks, I'm listening to the tracks. Whether or not I accept it, if it's then accepted, we'll then go to a release level where I will start a product chain, we'll work on when the track is going to be scheduled for. Then we've just hired a designer that then will be doing the artwork, except for we would then do things like send it off to distribution, work on a bit of like a marketing timeline for social media. And then things like the assets for YouTube. So we have like a YouTube visualizer, I would render that out and then schedule that up for the day of release.
Day to day I might have a catch up with someone like my manager or someone, talk about strategies, featured artists, that kind of thing. I go in the studio occasionally. As an artist, I'm not actually always recording on a day-to-day basis or thinking of ideas. I'd say that comes more in phases. There's like a timeline for a project, and I've tried to align my timeline so that I'd say September to January I'm recording new music, and then February till May I'm revising. And then trying to find that kind of deals, releases, that kind of thing. And then also more events kind of follow in summer. I think that's the timeline as an artist for me.
In the broader sense, particularly with what I do, I contribute to brand deals, to management of certain artists. I think seeking out commercial opportunities, probably in the broader sense. So that's in a nutshell what I do, seeking out money, making sure they get paid.
Cool. Especially when you're first starting out, it's not necessarily, you want to pick your opportunities where you want to kind of expand and kind of take your own initiative and show that you're thinking about what you're doing and where you're going. But the main thing is about getting things done fast and on time and efficiently and well.
For me, it's about efficiency. That's the main thing that I focus on, is being as efficient as possible. When you've got so much traffic or so many things to do, I think it's about having systems in place. Whether it's like, for example, I use an app called Asana, where you can create like tasks that you need to complete, and I think it's a much better way of life when you have all the things you need to do written down in a task management system that you can then schedule for a certain day and really time.
To entry to most jobs is people skills, and you go for an interview, and I think the number of people I've interviewed for positions in the past where they don't make eye contact or they, I don't know, I think people skills there's so much that relies on networking in my world, and I think the more confident you are, like I said, I think that goes far beyond any level of qualification, particularly educationally. I think people skills essentially my answer.
I think that it's a balancing act between real core fan following and feeding that online. So it's all well and good having super slick social media and being a whiz at video editing, etc. But unless there's people that are engaging with that, I don't think it's really going to get any. But it's about balancing those two very crucial points.
Not just having the same content posted on all socials. You might have someone that follows you on all of your socials and they're seeing the same post each time. I think that's a real downfall. But Also making sure that, you know, you've got things like your Spotify account claimed, so you've got a verified account and you've got a bio, you've got some information about you there.
I think you've got to work out a little bit why you're different. There's probably someone out there who is doing exactly the same as you. But if you don't like email people and make yourself known, then no one's going to write about you. So I'd say what I did was, so the Tomorrowland thing was the first thing, and I just posted on Facebook, and someone from the tab messaged me saying, look, I'd like to cover this. I said, yeah, cool, we'll cover it. The article did really well. Stayed in touch with them, and then they became like my contact from the tab, and they'd write whenever anything would happen from there.
Okay, so individuality is everything. You know, I kind of work a broad range of artists in all different genres, and the ones that stand out. I mean, I work an Afrobeats artist from Birmingham called Lotto Boys, and they are, when I kind of came across them, they're completely different to anything I worked on previously. But really excited to work with for that reason. They're captivating a different audience. Audience is key, you know, understanding who your fan base might be, and kind of respecting it. You know, it's a mutual relationship. Ultimately, your fan base are the consumers, and you know, I think like I said, individuality and understanding of your audience, potential audience.